Welcome to Live on KEXP at Home. So happy to be joining you. My name is Larry Mizell Jr., host of the afternoon show, and coming to you now live from Madrid. We have Carlota, Ana, Ade, and Amber, aka Hinds.
Woohoo! You killed it.
What's up, y'all? How are you doing?
Good. It's we're in the night right now. The cold just started. The winter is about to arrive to our city, but we're good.
Awesome.
Es que the thing is that we really hate the cold. Or at least I do.
You would not like it in the Pacific Northwest right now.
Is it very cold over there?
It's getting there. It's starting to get very cold. Too cold for me. I'm really happy to see that there's a dog as part of this interview right now. I just wanted to note that.
He randomly fell in love with Amber, so I need to hold him so he doesn't harass her.
I also feel very fortunate that we've got all of you together in the same space. I saw the thing that you did for Rolling Stone where you had to all be in different locations. You were quarantining at the time.
That was horrible, and I think the person to talk about that is Carlota, because she is the one that suffered the most because she would edit all of the videos.
Yes. It was like deconstructing a song, but the other way around. Like it was just like a nightmare. Like everyone doing their part with video and audio. But of course, at some point we wanted to get more professional, so we recorded the audio from a different dispositive than the video. So the whole coordination of 4 people that are not in the same room, even if they're playing with a click. Sometimes it's just like it doesn't fit that well, but quarantine stuff.
Yeah, you lose that human element when you're not in the same room. This is a big problem with having to meet through screens as we're doing right now during this pandemic. So I'm really grateful that you guys are all together and that we got this fantastic performance from you for KEXP. Thank you for joining us again.
No, thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Well, what do you say we get into a couple of songs?
Yes, and actually all the songs we've chosen for this session, they all from the new album. We didn't even doubt about playing anything from the past.
Our only opportunity to play the new album. So.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So the first song is Riding Solo, and
please enjoy.
Please enjoy.
Okay, right here, live at home, KEXP with Hinds.
This is Hinds performing Riding Solo for KEXP.
You Hello everybody, we are Hinds from Madrid. We are here in Madrid doing a home session for KEXP and KEXP, and we're gonna perform our song Just Like It's MIAU from our new album.
Empanadas. It felt like we were watching a show or something, just like having a beer.
It's really nice. I haven't seen a live performance in a long time, so it's really great to see one of y'all, and you guys get to watch yourself.
Sí, es que the thing is that I edit it, but it's the first time that they see it, so it's kind of like the premiere for us too.
We were congratulating her, like,
nice.
yeah.
Nice work. So the name of the album, The Prettiest Curse, that comes from that song, Just Like Kids Meow. And that song, it feels like you're talking about so much that is involved with making your life in music. You have people evaluating your skill as a player all the time. You have people thinking that everything is a wonderful dream the whole time. And you know, there's just parts about it. You know, there's loneliness, there's the camaraderie you have being on tour, and I'm sure you miss being on tour as well.
Sí.
Maybe we caused COVID-19 by just complaining about it.
Yeah. How are you dealing with that? Hello?
Our life, horrible. Honestly, I think we did like a phase where we were doing like the promo, and obviously it was new for us, and we all thought it was gonna be shorter, like a shorter period. So we were kind of staying positive, like, nah, it's okay. But now we're like, it's horrible, and that's what it is.
Yeah. I really miss the old life. I think life was, it was awesome. Life was literally a dream, and it's such a pity because we have one of the jobs that it feels like completely forbidden. Like giving live shows is 100% not risky, but like dangerous and bad for the health of the humanity, you know. So it's just like it's exhausting, and it makes you feel a little bit lost with everything. Like the bad days are suddenly even worse just because we released an album in the year that we shouldn't, or I don't know. It just, you put all your efforts, and third album, a lot of changes. All of our time and money and everything are spent in our best ideas are presented in this album, and we cannot prove the world how great we are. Yeah, it sucks. It's just like it's like speaking to a wall or something. Like we try to have a conversation with the world with this album, and suddenly this letter delivered to the bottom of the sea.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Dramatic.
The album is a starting point. The album is such a starting point. You put it out in the world, and then you show them, on the road with your performance and how you flesh it out. And not getting to do that has got to be hugely frustrating. How is it just in Madrid? How is Madrid handling the pandemic, and how is that affecting you? I'm here in the US where we've been blowing it and doing terrible at it, obviously. But I feel like you guys are doing better.
It's kind of a circus.
It's the same. Like, politics are all over the place. Economy is crashing, obviously, but health is crashing as well, because we didn't prioritize health over economy, but economy is not working as well. It's just like the two battles in between, like what to put first, like businesses and not doing a second lockdown, or health, because we have a lot of cases right now. So we're doing very bad. The only good thing, I think, is that this summer I feel like we were one of the countries that had more shows in general. We didn't have loads, but we played like 5 times or something. Well, I played 3 and they played 5 because one of them, my boyfriend got positive, so I didn't even go to those 2 shows. But 5 shows compared to 0 shows, which is how most of our friends all over the world did, like 0. At least we played it a little bit, to see the bright side of it. But we're back to lockdown now and no shows at all.
See, it's kind of incoherent. Like, all the decisions that are made are not cohesive in between them. And as we are in the culture side, it feels like we are not a necessity or a priority. So it just... as always, I mean, this is a classic, like, we are kind of like the left outs or something like that, musicians and art in general. So it's just, can we talk about another thing?
Hinds are so much fun.
Well, yeah, let's look back. I'm curious, what artists that were around you when you guys were coming up inspired you and made you think this is possible, like a life in music?
Whoa, I would say the small ones, not the big ones. I mean, I think the closest examples you can choose in your, like, I think that they are the ones that gives you the idea, like, oh, I actually can do this, And it's bands from Madrid, like Los Nasties, the Parrots, and like all of our friends that were musicians.
Yeah, but I don't feel like they were living out of it.
No, 100% no. But
I think the fact that you can live out of music, it was more like a surprise to us.
Total.
Like, I don't think, or because in Spain we were not the first that started doing it, but mostly like as a job and like going everywhere around the world and stuff. Like, it wasn't a possibility in our heads, so it was more a surprise that it could be our job.
See, I mean, also because we love it so much that it was like, oh my god, I'm getting paid because of that, like it was that moment where everything was exciting and nothing is tiring, and we said yes to absolutely everything. So the money,
especially because the bands that live out of it, like, actually like get money to pay their rent from music here, are like bands that have nothing to do with us. Like, it's another kind of music, another kind of everything. So that's why it was kind of a surprise that, oh my god, we can do this, and this is a possibility, and of course working and stuff.
And
but like
we quit our careers the moment we realized this was happening. But we, for the first tours and like months of the project, we were still at uni. You know, like we were. It wasn't like, oh, we're gonna make this band, we're gonna be so successful that we're gonna be able to, live out of music. That was never even a goal because we didn't think it was possible, really, with the kind of music we did.
Right, that's what struck me. Kind of coming out of the indie garage kind of scene out of Spain. I would think that you don't have a lot of examples of, superstar level things. So success is not what draws you to it. It's the love of making music and of living through it. And we're also fortunate that you have found that.
Sí.
Yeah. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Sorry, can we swear?
I don't think so.
I think you're good. Do it feels natural. Let's say we get into a couple more songs from the prettiest Curse.
Fantastic.
Okay.
The next one is Good Bad Times and Burn.
Track number 1 from the album.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Live at KEXP at home.
Recording?
Da-da-da.
So,
The next song is Good Bad Times, is the track number 1 from our new album, The Prettiest Curse.
everyone, we are Hinds from Madrid. We are here in Madrid doing a home session for KEXP, and we're gonna perform our song Burn from the last album. Take my heart 'cause I don't want it. Teach me how to feel without it. Watch it 'cause it might be burning. I am here to let you know well if you think that I'm bad or right. Yeah, you probably right. I used to feel attacked. I will go sad and fell in the past to change it. But now there's some wise and my brother so proud. I'm juggling tequila, shit, sadness and reggaeton as they was a dog about me. The more effects you have, patience make me strong. Then you take my hand 'cause I don't want it. Teach me how to feel without it. Watch it 'cause it might be burning now because I can't afford it. Lost control. I try to play the role, feel it in the mood. Yeah, but now I'm here and life's too clear. I caught my tears and killed those fears. I wanna tell my girls how we're fighting in this mouth. Well, yeah, we wanna have fun, and not to follow your fucking plan. Remember the day I tried to make you behave. We didn't come here to please you, my dear. Take my hand 'cause I don't want it. Teach me how to feel without it. Watch it 'cause it might be burning hot because I can't afford it. Take my hand 'cause I don't want it. Teach me how to feel without it. Watch it 'cause it might be burning hot because I can't afford it.
Hey! Oye, we were here chatting.
Sorry.
We were here chatting about the past KEXP sessions we've done, and I personally would love to apologize to everybody because in the second one we did for the second album, like in 2019, in the very first song, my guitar is so out of tune, but so out of tune that I couldn't even watch the whole video myself. Like when it starts and I start playing taran taran tan because it's the clap, I stopped it. I clicked the dislike button, and like I'm so sorry to all the
Now that
listeners.
we're doing this, I want to apologize for my haircut. I watched it the other day and it was horrible. I don't know what I was thinking.
I feel like there's probably, I was just going to say, I think there's probably a lot of artists that wish they could go back and change all sorts of things they've done at different shows and everything, but we've loved every performance that you've done with us, and we appreciate you coming through our studios and doing that. Thank you so much. I'm glad you put that in there. Please don't vote down our videos. Don't vote down them. Please.
The thing is that I remember in an interview, somebody asked me like, "What is the show that you would like to go back and do and live again?" And I thought of a bad show. Like I wanna go back and kill it, you know. Sí.
Yeah.
Mending mistakes.
That's part of the path, right? You got to make those mistakes to figure out how you really want to do it.
100%.
Yeah. And speaking of which, you're talking about that last session that you did for I Don't Run, your second record. The progression from that to The Prettiest Curse, you guys have like, your sound has progressed. You've got some lyrics in Spanish. You're bringing all these different ideas to the fore in the music. What brought that about?
I think it was something we knew when we started like thinking about the album, like before writing or anything. We knew we wanted to change. Like we were ready for something different. We had no idea what that was going to be. Like we didn't know if it was going to be more classical or more R&B or more rock. We literally had no idea. But one of the things was actually that we wanted to start singing in Spanish.
Sí.
And then we just wanted to kind of like get out of our comfort zone and just try different things. And that led to very horrible demos and then some very different songs, which we actually kept for the album. And it was just actually little by little. We actually spent 1 full year writing, which is a lot of time, and it's kind of like a luxury, you know, like not touring and just writing and trying things. But yeah, it was like little by little. Like first we realized that when we were writing with keyboards, our melodies were going somewhere different. So we're like, oh, that's fun. Like it's the same chords, but we're doing a complete different song. So we kept that, and then it was just kind of like producing and different beats, and it just the whole thing kind of like little by little took shape. But we didn't really know. We didn't have like one album as a reference, like, oh, we want to sound like this album that is amazing. Like, not at all. We were like all over the place, like from Caliuchis to Molotov to, you know, like very, very like different things. So yeah, it was actually very interesting to do it.
Right on. Well, it's fantastic work. It's a natural progression for y'all, and people are responding to it, even though you're not getting to tour it and play it out. It's a great record. I wanted to ask you about Spanish Bombs. I was so happy that you guys covered one of my favorite Clash songs. I just wondered if you would talk about that for a second.
Yes, of course. Actually, we started, it's kind of like one of those things that we started playing it in live shows. We've always been huge fans of The Clash, and actually it's kind of the fault it's on our moms, I would say.
Moms.
Yes, and we were doing like this huge UK tour, and it's one of the songs that we always listen to in the van and stuff, and we were like, dude, it would be actually pretty accurate if we are touring in the UK sing a song from The Clash about the Spanish word, you know. So we loved the idea, and it was pretty fast. We actually were rehearsing it in the van. The crazy
the vocals
split, the split of the vocals and stuff. Like it was kind of messy. So every time we were in the van, we were like, all right, Spanish bombs in Andalusia. So and split and stuff. But we had one day that we finished the whole album because we recorded it in New York. So when we are in New York and we suddenly finish the album and we have one more day, we said like, hey, we should record Spanish Bombs. Mm-hmm. And we did it very different from the rest of the songs of the album. Actually, it was 100% live, except vocals. But sí. But almost. See,
but I remember the first time we thought of recording it, it was out of a great idea that never worked, and it was doing a split record with Twin Peaks, our friends Twin Peaks from Chicago, because they're really big fans of The Clash too, so we thought of asking them to do another cover of The Clash, as doing Spanish Bombs and releasing it on a split record.
So and then just like with everything else, you realize that out of the million ideas that are amazing that you have, only like one really happens. But at least this one kind of happened, so at least we released it ourselves.
And it came out as a beautiful, ¿cómo se llama?
Flexi
disc, green one.
And y'all got to perform it at some kind of celebration of Joe Strummer's life. Is that right?
See, true. It was joder, it was huge. It was like a charity live stream, and we did it in a very cheap and Spanish way.
Let's be honest. What we get is a message from our manager, and it's like, "Hey, for a fundraiser, can you do a video of this song?" And we're like, "Yeah, of course." We're going to a rehearsal place to do something else, and we put the phone in a square, and we're like, "Let's play it." "Oh, but I'm missing a string." "It's okay, just one guitar, 4 strings. We sing it." "Okay." And suddenly, the day after it's gonna be released, we see that who was the massive person? Springsteen?
No, Coldplay.
No, that was...
Suddenly it was massive. So many fucking bands were doing it. Like, we realized that how big it was when it was already too late to change it and make something a bit more professional. But everyone really was like congratulating us. Yours was my favorite, and we're like, really? But see,
Punk rock. I'm sure Joe would have appreciated it. You know. Well, thank you all so much for joining us and doing this fantastic performance. Really, really hope to see you moving around the world, performing your music here in the States, here in KEXP Studios again in the future.
we miss you.
Yes, please. Whenever we're able to invite us to the studio again, so we can play the guitar without
You can
it being
delete this video
Yes.
and record a new one. We will pretend it's the same.
We'll make sure everything is to your specifications perfectly, you know? All right, we have one more song from the Prettiest Curse, Boy. You want to tell me anything about that track?
What a good song. I don't know.
No, I have something actually. I have an internal fight with Hinds, the 3 other members, because I really wanted this song to be a single. I knew it as a businesswoman. This was a decision that I still feel strong about, and they didn't let me. They wanted Burn instead, which you already heard. So for everyone that's listening, let's pretend this is one of the singles of the Prettiest Curse. Please do it for me.
All right. Right here, live on KEXP at home with Hinds, live from Madrid. This is Boy.
What's Pistachi? Hello!
We're gonna perform Boy, our last song. We're gonna say goodbye with this song. We are
Hinds from Madrid City. Actually nice, and I told
Qué canción para acabar.
I love you guys applauding yourself. That's so good.
Listen,
No
no
one
one
is applauding.
exactly. We need this. We're artists. We need the applause.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for this fantastic session. It's been great talking to y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry, so much.
Of course, y'all stay safe, be good. Is there anything else you want to tell the world that's listening?
Wear a mask.
Rock and roll.
Listen to Hinds and wear a mask.
Right on. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Hinds live at home on KEXP. My name is Larry Mizell Jr. Thank you for watching.
Adios.
Peace, y'all.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.